Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Ultimate Comparison by Purecast9. This episode is going to be something so many of you have been waiting for, and this is going to clear your confusion, hopefully. It's the Boatstone 1000 up against the Boatstone 1400. That's right. So, both are true monsters in their own right, but with time, there always comes a bigger monster. So, we'll find out which one is the bigger monster today. So, before I get into the sound test, there are a few similarities and differences that these two Bluetooth speakers share. I'm not going to explain them in detail. Rather, the chart you're seeing right now is basically, it summarizes what the differences and similarities are in terms of features. So you take note of the ones that cater to you. If you want, you can pause it. Got it? All right. So now let's get into the sound test. Now, before we begin the sound test, I just want to make it clear that the Boatstone 1000 is a 14 watt RMS speaker, while the Boatstone 1400 is a 30 watt RMS speaker. So it's almost double the amount of power, right? A little over that. So the Boatstone 1000 will be playing at max volume, and so will the Boatstone 1400, all right? So we're going to ignore the difference in power. I will give you my verdict on whether that 30 watts is almost double the loudness of the Boatstone 1000, or is it the same, or whether there are minor differences. I'll explain that. And I'll be playing the same tracks from both of these devices. So you guys form your judgment. And once we are done, I'm going to come back and give you my verdict on how they performed, what was the loudness in the three frequencies, the highs, mids, and lows, which performed better or worse, and ultimately which one you should get. So let's get straight into the sound test.
Bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
there you have it, guys. That was the sound test between the Boatstone 1000 and the Boatstone 1400. I don't know what you guys made out, right? But in my studio and in my testing in the previous weeks, I really had it sorted out. I knew which one was the clear winner. But before we get into that, let me go there slowly. So let's start by dissecting the three frequencies. That is the highs, the mids and the lows. How did they produce these three frequencies that make up broadly any sound that you hear? So starting off with the highs, I've always mentioned that the Boatstone 1000, which obviously is kind of like the underdog in this competition right here, I've always mentioned that it was one of the best Bluetooth speakers, most powerful ones that I've heard, whether it comes to quality and the bass and everything. The highs in the Boatstone 1000 are still pretty good, super sharp, have got a lot of clarity. And then I heard the Boatstone 1400. And guys, even in today's comparison, in the tracks I played, as soon as I shift from the Boatstone 1000 to the Boatstone 1400, it's the highs of the Boatstone 1400 that are so well tuned. They maintain the clarity, they've got the crispness, you can hear everything, but they bring in a lot more quality, which is so much more pleasing to hear. So in terms of the highs, the Boatstone 1400 definitely wins. Now coming to the mids. The mids are where the vocals lie and make up for the body of the music. Mids is where the Boatstone 1400 absolutely takes the cake, because the Boatstone 1000 is not bad, mind you. Again, the voices are crisp, they've got all the clarity that you need. But when you compare it to Boatstone 1400, you realize that how much Boat has actually engineered their drivers to produce much more superior quality mids. The vocals sound much more natural, and in comparison, the Boatstone 1000's vocals almost sound a bit over-processed, over-sharpened. The Boatstone 1400, the mids are beautiful, and in a few tracks, the Boatstone 1000 did have trouble producing the mids and they did crackle. But on the Boatstone 1400, there was absolutely no crackle. The tonality of the voice, you know, that natural warmth that comes with any voice when you hear them naturally with your ears, it's the Boatstone 1400 that came close to producing that compared to the Boatstone 1000. So mids, Boatstone 1400 once again. Now coming to the bass, there is no competition. Absolutely no competition. It is the Boatstone 1400 that wins. With those massive passive bass radiators and the two subwoofers, it just absolutely obliterates the Boatstone 1000. I mean, it stood no chance. Now, individually, the Boatstone 1000 is a punchy, its bass is very punchy. It's got really good bass. I've mentioned that in my review as well. But I keep saying that it's only when you compare a good speaker to something else you realize whether it's still good or whether what you're comparing it to has surpassed it. The Boatstone 1400 absolutely surpasses the Boatstone 1000 in the mids, the highs and the lows. If sound is your number one priority, if you want true wireless stereo, you want USB input, you want a more rugged build, and you can shell out the extra cash, go for the Boatstone 1400. I mean, you cannot make any mistake with that. But if you're limited to 3,000 rupees and you absolutely have to stick to that budget, yet you want something super loud, you want something that produces really sharp highs and mids and has got punchy bass, the Boatstone 1000 is a great choice. I still mention that it is by far in that 3,000 rupee category. I mean, below that, Boatstone 1000 is still a really solid choice. So now you have to see which caters more to your needs. If you can shell out the extra cash, definitely go for the Boatstone 1400. But either way, you can't go wrong with either. So in terms of the loudness, I should mention that although there wasn't a huge difference even at max volume between the two, it is the Boatstone 1400 that did sound a tad bit louder, and the bass on the Boatstone 1400 did sound much more wholesome and much more punchy. So not a huge difference in terms of volume, but in terms of sound quality, definitely Boatstone 1400. And I should mention that I did not even play the Boatstone 1400 in its outdoor mode, which absolutely amplifies or puts more power into the highs, the mids and the lows, and the highs and mids get sharper, the lows get more punchy. And that would have been totally unfair because the Boatstone 1000 does not have that feature. But all in all, guys, there you have it. So thank you so much for watching. The links to both of these are in the description below. If you do decide to buy either of them, please use the links given in the description below. It will help me out and I can run this channel and produce more content just for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like on the way out, subscribe to PRcast9, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.